But now on BBC One, it's time for the news where you are. Good night.
Thank you, Sophie. Good evening from Look North. A baby who died at just 20. Every day is different at the BBC. It starts in the same way. I'll get to my desk in the morning, I'll be reading the papers, I'll answer the phone, I'll discuss with the producer what things they need for the programme, what sort of stories are interesting, what's making us talk, and then we'll make a decision about what we want to go for. And then after that, the day is yours. You get a cameraman, you get a vehicle, and off on the road you go. You've got to find the interviewees, you've got to make them talk to you, you've got to go and find the pictures. You've got to assemble all that in a limited space of time, get back to an edit suite, put it together into a story, and then present it at 6:30, sometimes present it at 1:30 if it's needed for the lunchtime news. And then you might be doing a live broadcast as well. The technology is changing so quickly, we can go live much more easily than we ever could before, and that's a thrill to me because I really enjoy that skill of, hey, come over here, look at this is live, this is happening now, and here's something that happened earlier, here's a report. I love all that, and so the challenges in the job are evolving all the time, so it keeps you interested. One of the perks of the job is trying to persuade toddlers to climb all over contemporary sculpture first thing on a Wednesday morning. She's doing very well. When I left Bradford, I went to work for a cable television company called Channel 1, which isn't in existence anymore, but that's nothing to do with me. I just want to put that on the record. But I wanted to come back north. I didn't really get on with London, so the first thing I did was get a job with Yorkshire Television. And I worked there for a year, and that was really good fun. I was able to develop my live skills, my packaging skills particularly. And then one day, I was extremely flattered. I got a call out of the blue from the BBC saying, there is a job coming up. Would you like to apply for it? That is the only time that has happened to me in my life. It will never happen to me again, which is the time I like to say it. But that was very flattering, and I went to the interview and I got the job, and nearly 19 years later, here I still am, still covering the same patch.
Barnsley Council say they do maintain the culvert, but given the exceptional weather conditions, no sooner is it cleaned than it refills with debris.
Well, it's just after 4 o'clock when we're back in Chapeltown. Proof, if you needed it, this story's been developing all day. When we filmed down there this morning, just after 9 o'clock, the road was free and open to traffic. Just look at things now. 2, 3, 4 feet deep of water. The houses around here have been evacuated for the second time in just over a week. The last thing these people wanted.
I've covered a lot of really big stories for the BBC and for ITV as well. I think the biggest would probably be the Sheffield floods of 2007. I remember, well, we'd had 2 floods actually. We had a flood in Barnsley the last week, and we just finished dealing with the aftermath of that, and suddenly the heavens opened again, and those really serious floods kicked in, and it rained steadily all day. Suddenly, the story changed at about 4 o'clock in the afternoon when it was clear things were getting very, very serious. And that's when the city centre bridges looked like they were disappearing underwater. Water started lashing over walls. And I worked a shift that started at 8 o'clock in the morning and didn't finish until 10 o'clock the next morning. We worked right through the night as the story developed and changed. And it was a very exciting story and slightly scary as well. I imagine that's what covering the end of the world will be like. You'll never know where to turn for the next story. The course was very new. It was the very first year, so people were getting together, they were finding their feet. It was all about that new partnership between the university, the college and the museum, and actually pulling all those elements together and pulling all the different expertise together meant we got a really broad education. There were people firing different ideas at us all the time, and there were things that have gone on to inform my everyday life, and there are things that actually I've never thought about again, but it was really an enriching process. And what really impressed me was just the range of disciplines it was going to cover: photography, radio, television, a bit of stage work, a bit of computing. And that was great for someone who hadn't really made their mind up but knew they liked to have their fingers in lots of pies. So that's really where it started. One of the things you have to think about when you come into a story, and that's what this job is all about, is telling stories, is you might be right at the start of it, you might know it really well, you might be leaping in the middle, but you've just got to get on and tell that story quickly, economically in time terms. You've got 1.5 minutes, 2 minutes maybe, and you've got to deliver it and get it on the air. So you've just got to sometimes go for it. Bradford University was absolutely critical and pivotal to the work I do now and the way I have an outlook on life. It was about teaching you that you didn't have to just focus on science or focus on arts. You could have a focus on all sorts of things. As long as you showed an interest in things, that was great. Get stuck into life. That's what Bradford University taught me. I was very heavily involved in the theatre there. I got to be president of the theatre group, got to direct plays and stage plays. Such an important time. It taught me how to direct and how I could take those skills into television. that taught me about how to be critical, how to accept what you're doing and actually how you could improve it all the time. So the work I did at Bradford and the outlook Bradford gave me really helped inform my later life. And I wouldn't be doing what I do today unless I'd had such a rounding experience at Bradford University.